Cheapest flight ever. Just call us or click on the description below. Cheap flights. Airline companies, likewise described as no frills or low fares. Airline companies are airlines that supply cheapest flights travel prices by marketing most of their aboard services such as freight transportation, meals and seats reserving. The affordable airline companies ought to not be confused with normal airline companies that giving seasonal discounted prices. Unlike the regular airline companies, these airline companies continuously provide such low prices as well as maintaining their costs reduced. Background of cheap flights. Airlines. Economical trip airline companies were begun in 1971 by an American airline companies called Southwest Airlines. In 1994, 3 million tourists picked to use the cheap flights as well as the data sky rocketed in the following year. 1995 saw over 17.5 million vacationers move from the normal airline companies to the reduced fare trips airline companies. This pattern has remained to define the airline company industry. Lots of mainstream airlines have either moved to the low-cost fare trips company or have opened franchise business to capture this expanding need. Case in point is British Airways that established their cheap flights airline subsidiary called Go. KLM also began a franchise business. Nevertheless, buzz was gotten by Ryanair as well as Go by EasyJet after the previous owning airline company. Today, EasyJet and also Ryanair are one of the most effective reduced prices trips companies operating in Europe. With the economic recession as well as the hard appeal the airline sector, experts predict that the trend on inexpensive fare trips will continue to become the future. They predict that low-rates trips will certainly likewise take the long far-off routes which are currently predominated by the big routine airlines. Exactly how the cheap flights handle their expenses. The cheap flights airlines are able to have the least expensive flights for numerous reasons. These airline companies will mainly land on flight terminals that are small, because they usually have the least expensive trips. The trips are primarily full and they decrease on their loading and offloading time at flight terminals. How to get the least expensive flights for your travel. Despite having the cheap flights airline companies, you can manage your travel to time the least expensive deals and as a result lower further on your traveling expenses. Reserving method breakthrough. At the very least 2 weeks before your travel will certainly most of the times minimize on your price fees. Airline companies will normally enhance on their fares as the day of traveling nears. Given that there are no intermediaries with these airlines, all you need to do is most likely to the airline company's website and book for the air ticket and also pay via credit card. You can also book and also pay by calling their phone call facilities. The most affordable flights are generally on weekdays between Monday as well as Thursday. Weekend fares are usually greater as the need is also high. You must likewise try and reserve the extremely morning and also late in the night flights as these flights have less need and also for that reason reduced fares. Cheapest flight ever. Just call us or click on the description below.